Yep.
Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Energize. Energize.
We are being probed.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Next Generation rewatch and recap podcast. My name is Adam Ordahl Quinnell. I'm one of your hosts. I'm here with my other host.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Al Hirt here. What's up?
Not much, Al. How are you doing, man, with all the civil unrest?
Oh, it's tense.
Is it unresty by your house?
No, not really. It's in maybe it's about a couple miles away. I've been hearing a lot of ambulances, fire trucks.
Jake Flores from Pod Damn America. Jake Flores from Pod Damn America released their episode where he was talking about it. He went down there and was there where all the Waymos were on, near where all the Waymos were on fire and shit. Yeah, so we're, of course, talking about, there's not a lot, I guess there was some protesting in Glendale. There wasn't a lot of civil unrest so far in the Valley. And it's but yeah, so
I feel like it's a standoff right now, though, because it's Taco Man sent so many of the troops to
don't
this
say
area.
that on our, we don't say liberal stuff like Taco Man.
No, it's a funny phrase, though.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully I don't have to go get shot in the face with rubber bullets, but we'll see. I feel like I need to do something, so it's probably look out for bail funds and shit like that when those things start going up. But yeah, so beyond the weather or anything like that, what's going on in LA right now is some fucking protests about ICE raids and such.
Yeah.
But that's happening 12 hours away from us. And I think that we shouldn't we don't get political on this podcast. True, even though it's about a socialist, even though it's about a communist Star Trek world. So we are on the side of the protesters, and ICE are being dicks, and everybody is wrong, except the protesters. And I hope we didn't lose a listener because of that. We'll never talk about it again. Welcome to Trek in the Valley. As usual, we kick every episode off with a little segment that we call What Does Al Remember? What do you remember about the episode of Star Trek The Next Generation that we discussed on episode 122 of Trek in the Valley?
This was The Naked Now.
The Naked Now, baby.
The other one was The Naked Time.
Yes.
Same premise, again, with this strange substance in the atmosphere that Geordi gets sick and then it spreads, but it's kind of this alcoholic haze of lust and shit.
It makes your molecules drunk.
Yeah, but and people tend to do whatever the fuck they want the most, I guess. I don't know. Or just do whatever they want. Anyways, it's everybody gets infected, and then there was a variation of the the cure that that Beverly Crusher had created, and that's how that gets resolved. But then there's another conflict that happens from it. It starts off with the crew reaching another ship, right? That's about to, I guess they're kind of stranded next to a star that's going to explode, or a sun.
So there was a research ship, the Tchaikovsky, is watching a sun collapse. Mm-hmm. And
that's right.
And when the Enterprise gets there, they're talking to the Tchaikovsky, and the person that they're talking to on the other ship is all wasted, and then they hear the sound of a fucking of an airlock opening, and everybody getting spaced. And that was pretty intense.
It's pretty dark at the beginning too, because they go on what is it,
The Tchaikovsky. Yeah, it's a Russian. He's a Russian composer, I believe, or writer maybe. Ooh, I'm a literature major. Everybody, fuck off. Fuck you. What else do you remember?
So they get on the other ship and they find like a bunch of corpses. Some are just like dead, and then others are frozen.
Yeah, there's definitely frozen
but
corpses.
It's not like frozen as in like, oh, they fall and they shatter, like cheesy glass shit. It's more just
they're
like
frosty.
Frosty, yeah.
Yeah, they're frozen all frosty, and
Geordi catches one that falls out of the closet,
and that's how he gets infected.
All sick. Yeah. And there's like a little funny music sting as like he spreads the disease. So he leaves the for some reason, Miss Beverly Crusher does not have a male nurse on staff.
Not yet that we see, but there will be.
Oh, that's true.
They build out the medical staff.
But fucking Geordi just gets up and leaves, and then he runs into what's his face, Wesley.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wesley's making his little
more annoying.
Wesley's making his little mini tractor beam.
His little weapons.
Yeah, for taking over the ship.
Yeah, and then he ends up taking over the ship out of pure greed. But then he tricks the engineering department head and the engineering assistant head out of the engineering section, convincing the engineering assistants, oh, I got it. It's just like taking a bathroom break. You'll be right back.
Yeah, dude.
And then I guess Wesley touched everybody, or touched a bunch of people.
Yeah, so the ship's all wasted.
Oh, and then the ticking clock is... The star exploded, right?
Yeah, and the star's going to explode, and they're going to get hit by a surface star matter that's going to get ejected from the mass of the star.
And then they use the tractor. Oh, yeah. Then they actually use Wesley to their advantage.
Yeah, they use Wesley's tractor beam to put the Tchaikovsky between them and some fucking sun matter.
And then meanwhile, the engineering head is trying to hack or break into the force field of the wall that Wesley made. They get inside.
Oh, they'd already done that. Like, he helps them afterwards.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he does. No, he does the tractor beam first, then they get in, and then they do the chips. Or no, wait, they do the chips, and then they do the tractor beam because they give them a
so
little
they
bit
have
more
to
time.
get in there to the chips.
Yeah,
and this is where Data does the isolinear
chip.
chips. You're about 60% on this one so far. So now at this point in What Does Al Remember, we are at Data puts the isolinear chips back in. They fucking
they push the
Tchaikovsky in between the star matter, and then Dr. Crusher tweaks the cure that Bones put together a little bit and cures everybody, right?
Yeah, it's like such a side thing that you barely notice that it's there. I don't know. I feel like more of the climax was, oh shit, this thing's gonna blow up into us, and it's all Wesley's fault.
Yeah, I like that it's all Wesley's fault. He's terrible. Even when he's drunk, he's an idiot.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other shit that happened. Like Yar gets really sensual and like
Yar fucks Data.
Yeah, and then that's just awkward. I don't know. And then I turned to Adam and I was like, I just feel like all this weird interactions and stuff would have or should have happened like later. Once everybody gets comfortable, the audience included.
That's why.
But like maybe this is just like the icebreaker to just be like, all right, fuck it, let's just get through this.
Yeah, and also like, is Yar pregnant now? Does she have a little microchip in her belly?
Oh no, that'd be crazy.
Little mini Data, and then so they're all safe and they fly away, and oh look at that.
Yeah, then they just go to the next thing. It's not even like they don't have any funny banter at the end or anything.
Yeah, so
if you're like, let's go.
If you're new to the podcast, I don't know how you possibly would have gotten here or heard about us or whatever, but that's the joke of that segment is we both end up talking about the thing, even though it's What Does Al Remember. I cannot sit and listen to him tell the plot without jumping in there because I like talking about it. But yeah, good job, Al.
Thanks.
Good job. And so that was last week, The Naked Now. And
yes, Naked Now.
this week we are. I need a segment theme for the this week on. If I had any fucking my druthers, I would put together a little segment that's got a couple quotes from the episode. But I'm never gonna do that.
That's a lot.
That's like that would take 20 minutes. That'd take a fucking half hour. So this week we're talking about the episode Code of Honor. And this is episode 123 of Trek in the Valley. Oh, look at that.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and this is season 1, episode 4 of Star Trek The Next Generation. It aired on you're gonna hear some sounds outside. Shit is loud. I don't know what's going on out there. This aired on October 10th, 1987. I was but 5 years old, and the synopsis from Paramount Plus is kidnapped by aliens known as Ligonians. Lieutenant Tasha Yar battles for her freedom and the welfare of a diseased Federation planet. Blah, 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 blah. Some spoilers in there. And there we go. So that is the kickoff. It was written by Catherine Powers and Michael Barron. And it was directed by Russ Mayberry with an uncredited assist from Les Lanzu. Wow.
Shout out Les.
Yeah, Les, uncredited, yet somehow you ended up. I always think that's funny. Les Landau. I always think that's funny. Uncredited, except when you see it here on these credits,
of course,
in the IMDb. All right, and so much like every episode of Star Trek, this begins with, as we call them, zipping around out there.
Yes.
They are this is a so
it's pretty boilerplate.
It is. There's always, here's one thing about the Federation that you learn if you watch these fucking stories, these shows. Why did it do that? The Federation is, there's always a diseased planet.
Yeah.
The rife with disease, these fuckers. And we're gonna find out that this planet that they're trying to save now is so diseased that they're willing to basically violate the Prime Directive. I don't know how
they question it.
I don't know how they don't, because it is definitely a violation of the Prime Directive. Like you can't like make trade with, you can't let a pre-warp civilization see your warp ship.
Yeah,
you know, it's just not, even if they have a slow ship. Yeah, they show them the holodeck and shit. Beautiful remastered shot to open of the Enterprise approaching a very Earth-like planet, Ligonian 2. And so there's a vaccine there that's needed for Federation planet Styrus 4. And so...
I forgot the disease, though, right?
What?
It's like arcane or R something.
The virus?
Yeah, the virus.
I don't think they said the name of it yet.
They say it later in the meeting. But it's interesting because the captain and Captain Picard and First Officer Williams Riker.
You said First Officer Williams, dude.
Yeah,
oh my
right?
God, dude. Oh, it's Riker,
so
dude.
Stoned.
Yeah, it's Riker.
Anyways, oh yeah, they're just all psyched because they're like, whoa, these people are like humans. Thank God.
They're very proud, and Williams, First Officer Williams, and Picard, and Troy, and Yar are going to meet the delegation from Lingon 2, the Lingonians.
They meet him in the cargo bay too.
Yeah.
They just have this funny little pad.
But it's because that's the Lingonians made a big deal about using their own transporters, which will probably be important later in some way.
Oh, yes.
And so they are very... First off, we have to discuss... So they are black, and they look like they're very 1980s... what white writers would think African people would look like. It has a little bit of like... it looks not great. They have the head wraps and they're very loud, shiny colors and such. I didn't look... Another thing that I want to do in the future is a segment where we talk about like people on Reddit that do little reviews of these episodes. I just didn't want to look because I don't want to be bummed out that people say it's more problematic than I think. And I don't want to be bummed out reading people say it's less problematic than I think. But these guys are so shocked that Tasha Yar is a woman and the chief of security. Like, that shit is fucked up.
And they're trying to give him the vaccine right away.
Yeah, they're showing Picard a sample of the vaccine. And
Yar's like, what's in that?
Yar grabs the guy and flips him. And instead of like apologizing or whatever, she just looks at the stuff and says, "Yeah, this looks great. Looks like a real stuff." And he goes, Troy says an apology would weaken them. And so very chill. They got a sample of the thing.
Yeah, it's
what is it called? The vaccine.
Yeah, the vaccine. It would look weak if they asked for forgiveness,
Yeah, so they were just like
power play.
Yeah, plus it's like, fuck you. You try and grab, we don't know what you're doing. We'll flip you over, motherfucker. And then
gotta stay on your toes.
More diplomatic shit. Picard and the gang, they gift them a horse from the 13th century Ming Dynasty, and Picard says from the 14th century China, and Data says 13th century. And Picard goes, "Oh yes. If I was Picard, I would have said, that's what I said.
Of course.
That's what I said, Data. Shut up, Data, you fucking green-skinned little worm that remembers everything." And so they really, the Lingonians really know that they've got the Federation over the barrel. Antilles fever. They know that they've got the Federation over a barrel. They got the cure for the Antilles virus, and he's talking about, we're gonna be friends. We'll make you whatever you need for the vaccine. And then he goes, the Lingonian dude goes, I feel so comfortable here with this air of friendship that I'll send my guards away.
Also, too, though, the way they all say hi to each other and how Picard tries to follow their tradition is hilarious. They put like two hands up like they're gonna high five each other, but then they just set them back down.
I did not catch that.
It's like a gentle little touch.
I did not catch that. Also, something about these, you'll notice that the Lingonian dudes all have scars on their faces.
Huh.
I think it's because they're like, we find out later that it's very combat oriented culture potentially. And here we've got Lieutenant is the leader. And then
Lawrence Ferguson.
Yeah, and then Hagon is played by Julian Christopher. He's the number 2. He's Lieutenant's, Williams. He's Williams. He's Lieutenant's Williams. And so now Lieutenant is like, hey, maybe you should show us one of them holodecks. And Yar is like, I'll show you a fucking holodeck. And she takes him to the holodeck and she shows them an Aikido program where she kicks the ass of the Aikido bot. And then the Hagon guy is like, that can't be a real thing.
Yeah, how can that be possible? And it's funny too.
A force like that cannot possibly come from an image, Lieutenant.
Yeah, and as soon as they conjure up, as soon as Yar conjure up the image of the Aikido combat fighter guy or whatever, Lieutenant's like, a body with no soul?
Yeah, they talk about the no soul.
This is demonic.
It reminds me of Coffin Flop from I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah.
It's okay that we show them nude because they ain't got no souls. And then of course the Aikido hologram guy flips Hagon and really emasculates him in front of Yar. And this guy, Lieutenant, is really laying it on thick with Yar, I tells you.
Yeah, and it's like, this script kind of feels
It's like, what's going on? It seems fine. Like, everything's fine. Nothing could really possibly happen.
They're really rubbing it on thick, though.
They're just going to go, whoa, what just happened?
Oh, as soon as they leave, Lieutenant grabs Yar, and then they all transport away. And Picard's like super calm and just goes, Picard the bridge, red alert.
Yeah, so basically Lieutenant and Hagon, he just grabs Yar right as they're beaming away.
They knew he was going to, but it was just like, that's kind of gross.
You think they knew that he was going to?
Not like they knew he was into Yar, but I don't think they knew.
You don't think that Picard...
It was as soon as that, Oh, like it seemed like it was expected because he kept hitting on her, kept like being like,
yeah, but you wouldn't think she'd kidnap. You wouldn't think he'd kidnap her though.
That's why he was like, you have committed an act of war.
No, Picard
Picard
says, you've committed an unkind act.
Unkind act, yeah.
And then
it's like he's been saying all the right things. You know, they've been nice to each other the whole time.
He's like, we have been friends. And then they do red alert on the Enterprise. They shoot a display blast above the planet, and a display blast sounds like performative diarrhea to me for some reason.
I was like, you mean fireworks, sir?
Give him the old display blast, Ricky. It's from from Major League.
And Picard's just like 1,000 meters above their surface.
Yeah, they
display blasts from 10 photon torpedoes.
And it's so funny because they keep showing like the Enterprise. They clearly have these motherfuckers. Like they could just blast the planet and do whatever they want, but they're like, then you wouldn't get the Ligonians are like, then you wouldn't get the vaccine or whatever, right? But now they find out that Lutan, Troy was getting vibes from Lutan that weren't just sexual, like avarice or ambition, or they were more like avarice and ambition. So Lutan kidnapped Yar, and Data says, hey, look, one thing that they say about this Lingonian culture is they really value patience, and they're very precise and ritualistic, right? And so Riker agrees and says, well, let's just chill and fucking see what happens. And they're probing them. And then, of course, we got problems with the vaccine. The fuck, dude? What the fuck? And doesn't this remind you of the problems that they had with in just the last episode? Like she's got problems with the old cure.
I think it's just never that easy, though. You know.
I like that it's not that easy because we gotta have drama. But
of course, in the original series, it was like maybe one issue, but nothing this big.
Well, and now what's happening is, they actually had people dying of the plague.
You would see more fucking deaths and stuff, and then they would finally get the vaccine.
This is more
Whereas
of a diplomatic
in this one, it
thing.
was, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's where this feels a little more modern, where it's like
diplomacy.
People are nicer.
Not adventure.
It's not just like whipping out guns at each other right away.
Right. And so basically, old Beverly Crusher comes into Picard's office and says, hey, man, the vaccine's fucked. It's like we can't replicate it. It needs to be made on the planet. So now those Lingonians have an even bigger hand over the Federation because they can't just replicate the fucking cure, right?
They're the only ones that can manufacture it.
And
basically.
she gets really hot and she throws it in Picard's face. She's like, you haven't watched people die of this disease. We need this cure. And Picard goes, I have seen my share of death. And she's like, yeah, I guess you're right. You did watch my husband die or whatever. And so there you go. And so,
oh god, and then this part too.
Fucking Wesley has to come. She's like, my son wants to come on the bridge.
He's still
in the turbo
lift. He hasn't set a foot on the bridge.
Right, and so they let Wesley sit at ops, where Worf, and he goes, it's just temporary, and Worf is like, damn right, it's just fucking temporary.
Everybody
Wesley
looks at Wesley like, oh god,
you little fucker.
Geordi's pissed.
And so now, this Lutan guy, Troy, has given us this, like, I've been watching Criminal Minds. She gives us the profile. Abnormally high need for achievement. Self-image to him is a function of what he thinks he's achieved. Ooh. And so now they're just waiting, and here we go, right? So then Lutan reaches out. He forces them to show their image, and they say, we got to see Yar. And he's like, don't make any demands, Captain. And so basically Troy tells Picard that he's got to be submissive and he's got to be like, please, can we have Tasha Yar back?
It's
please.
So confusing.
And Picard's got to like really make a big deal out of it. He's like, you have so boldly and bravely stolen Tasha Yar from us. Can we please have her back? And Lutan's like, sure, come on down. We'll fucking hang out. You'll give her back. And now it's a whole thing. It's a custom of theirs. It's like, so you didn't know. It really feels like they should have known about the kidnapping a lady custom from just their pre-studies on the planet. It seems like Troy kind of knows this stuff, right?
I just didn't think that they'd expect one of them to get kidnapped.
Right?
I think that was probably it.
And this is where we meet, when they get down to the planet, this is where we meet Yarina, which is Lutan's first one, they're called.
First one,
they're called. And Picard is really dying to see Lieutenant Yar. Lutan is like skirting around it, and he's like, fine, I'll go get Yar. Whatever. And then Yar comes in and she's like,
so
I'm fine. Fine.
Yeah, and it's really bizarre because it's a lot of double speak between Picard and Lutan. And, they're just trying to play it off as like, oh, well, let's have a party, since she's back and we're all together and we're just trying to have a good time. And so Picard's like, I kind of want to leave though.
Lutan wants, right? Lutan wants to
my crew.
Lutan wants to celebrate. Wants to celebrate the giving Tasha Yar back, right?
It's like really gaslighting.
Oh my god! And then we meet Yarina, the first one, and this is what I wanted to talk about. So Lutan goes. So these guys just beamed down to the surface, right? Mm-hmm. And Lutan shows them Yar, introduces them to Yarina, and then he says, all right, well, see you in a few hours. We'll see you later for dinner. And then they all like go their separate ways. Like, is Picard just like hanging out in a hotel room somewhere now for a few hours, or did he beam back up to the ship? Like, he's like, all right, I'm just gonna go hang out in my office then, because I can just beam to and from like a magic man.
Tell people on the Enterprise what's going on.
Well, it must have been a commercial break,
right? Because
then there's a commercial break. It comes back to this exterior, this rad composite shot exterior of the Lingonian city, right, and the royal palace or whatever. And here's where we get all the tension, and then once again, it's kind of
like Survivor.
It does. It's big Survivor vibes, with the fire of Truthimus or whatever it is. So they're really making Picard squirm. He is just like, and now, according to the customs of your ancestors, whom we honor and respect because you're so brave and smart and funny and cool and handsome, and you got all the best electronics, and then Lutan is like, a lot of people were leery of me talking to the Federation, but I'm glad we did it. First step towards a treaty, and I got something of value to offer you. And then he says, but now I find I cannot let her go. And it's just like, what, dude? And then Picard says, this is an act of war. And he says it's an act of love, not an act of war. And then Yarina challenges Yar to the death out of the blue.
Yeah, and Picard's like, what is this? Like, what are you talking about? We want nothing to do with this.
The challenge is unequivocally refused.
Yeah, unequivocally refused. Just no ifs, and or buts. Like, can we just please go home?
Can we just fucking give us the antidote? Yeah. Give us the vaccine. Pfizer, you motherfucker. Give us the fucking vaccine.
It's refreshing because once again, you see a lot of scenes of where Picard is like genuinely just discussing his options with his team, and they're like, what should we do? Like, should we just have her fight? And Yar's like, oh, I can kick her ass, no problem. Like, it'll be fine. And then that's how they come up with this little ingenious plan of like, well, I guess you can kick her ass, Yar, but doesn't mean we don't, follow through with killing her, right?
Dude, so it's going to be a battle to the death. And then they're doing their little strategery session. There's a lot of little funny points in this. We just skipped over it really quickly, but it was when they first initially go to the planet. Riker's like, oh, Picard, if you get hurt, I'm gonna kill myself. And it's like, yo, relax. This is what else is a captain gonna do? Williams is always worrying too much about Picard.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bones,
And this is where Troy
and then this other funny part, Deanna Troy, she kind of tricks
Yar into admitting that she thinks Lutan is fuckable. And she's like, oh, you tricked me into saying that I find him handsome. And it's like, it shouldn't matter if you find him handsome. He fucking abducted you, dude.
Yeah, she's
Troy
like,
is kind of victim blaming. Troy is kind of like, well, you did find him handsome, and that probably gave him the signals to, for him to capture you.
Yeah, I mean, did he feel good when he selected you as his first one? She's like, I mean, it's a compliment. It's a compliment, right?
and back-to-back ticking clocks. You're absolutely correct. Back-to-back ticking clocks. They get on the bridge. They get a message from the Starbase 14 saying that the infection rates are through the roof. Millions are going to die. We know all about this. This is just COVID. And then Picard is saying, look, we gotta. I guess they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They got like they really want to Picard kind of wants to just cut bait, I think, but he knows that they need the vaccine.
He's so tempted.
He wishes.
Blow this
He's
shit
like,
up with the
he's like, I wish I didn't have the fucking. I wish I didn't need that fucking vaccine. And I still don't understand the prime directory of it all because
they've pretty much already blown past it with the trading, right?
But they must. It's like, okay, you can't violate the prime directive unless a bunch of people are going to die.
But then don't give them more. But like, show them the holodeck. By the way,
yeah. So they don't. So they just don't know how fast you can go. We just hid the war. They put a fucking curtain over the, what is it? The engine. What's it called?
Oh, the antimatter engine.
Yeah, but what's it actually called? The core. The warp core.
The warp core. Yeah. The warp core.
And so this is where Picard is talking about how Urena is a lovely female, and he goes, "Oh, you're talking about the ladies with me, right?"
And he's like, "Yar is attractive."
Yeah, and I thought he said Urena is attractive. He was talking about Yar?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, gross. He's like her dad. But you're also a man of great wealth and importance, Picard says. And he's just trying to poke and prod. And this is where Hagon was like, importance maybe, but this motherfucker's broke.
Yeah, and Lieutenant's like, whoa, you're revealing our cards here.
Shut up. And then they say that women, this is where Lieutenant explains that women are unimportant except for the land they own. That's pretty so fucking important.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking... You need land for like everything. Like every scene that they've done on the planet is taking place on some land.
Yeah, it's really cursed too, because it's like, even though it's funny that women technically hold a super higher position here, they're just like, women are dumb though, right, fellas? Haha. And it's like, but you're broke and you need them to get more land.
Yeah, and it's like the reason you need this shit with the Federation to work out is so that you look like big shit.
Yeah.
And Lieutenant says, this is a great...
it is a good line.
It's a great line. He says, "A code of honor protects one, Captain, like a magic cloak." And so basically Lieutenant is saying, damned if you do. He's like, no matter what, he goes, no matter what, I'm going to win, man. Whether Yar wins, whether Urena wins. Oh, Lutan's fucking coming out on top, baby. And Picard says, may your cloak get you whatever you fucking deserve. And
yeah, he's like, I'll order Yar to fight. But he's also kind of playing into him, right? You know? And then this is when the funny little bits in between Geordi and Data start too, because we go right back to the Enterprise here.
Well, the funny bits with Data and Geordi started in the first episode with jokes.
Oh, that's true.
But you're talking about Geordi is shaving with a razor.
Yes.
And Data is, and it's still a fancy razor. It's a laser. It's like a razor. It's like a laser razor. You know, it's like
a laser razor.
He's just waving it in front of his face, and Data says, "I don't know why you would use that archaic technology. I could optimize that for you." And he's like, "I don't want it optimized."
I think he gave it to him optimized already, and he was like, "I don't know. I don't like it. It sometimes it's too close." And he's like, "Okay, I mean." You know, I think he was just saying, this feels better. Like, it just feels better, more old school. And he's like, I mean, I made something for you, though.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, well, Data, sometimes, dude, shaving is too... Well, Data's a robot. He doesn't understand how personal shaving is. You can't just... It's like getting somebody a toothbrush. Like, you got to get your own toothbrush.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Data tells Geordi an old-timey joke, like you said, continuing the trope of the jokes. And he uses the words kiddly diddlies or something, and then Geordi doesn't laugh. He's like, it's such an old joke, man. And then Data has a slip of the tongue, and makes Geordi laugh. So Data's like, oh, I can't make you laugh with a joke, but I make you laugh with a slip of the tongue. And this has pissed me off, because why the fuck would Data have a slip of the tongue? He's a goddamn perfect robot,
But
man.
he was like, it wasn't a slip of the tongue. He was like, with that and the kiddly tiddlies.
But no, here we go.
He was including the kiddly tiddlies.
Including the kiddlies. Including the kiddlies, the joke he just told, right? But this is where he says it's a slip of the tongue. Here we go. The tongue slipped. How does Data's tongue slip? Robot tongue, right? More human than you thought, Data.
And that's probably why he's just zones out there too, though.
And this is where they go back. They bring Data and Geordi down to the planet to take a look at the weapons. Yeah. And you see all the edged weapons on the wall. And they're like, you're going to look at... Data makes a joke and he's like, this is too fucking serious. Data, he's like,
no, yeah. And Picard's like, I want you to find out which weapon's the weakest and which one has weak points and which one would be to Yar's advantage if she was to kill somebody else on this planet. And Data's like, is this another joke, Captain? Geordi's like, no, it's a captain's order, Data.
Right.
And Data's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Picard's walking away and he's like, you know what, Data? It does sound like a joke.
This shit is fucked. You know what, Data? You know what? He turns around. You know what, Data? Honestly, Data? Yeah. It does sound kind of like a fucking joke.
He's like, we could just take over right now.
I could just kill we could stun them from space, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's something that we forget is that they can shoot a fucking stun phaser from space and stun all of these motherfuckers, take the vaccine and bounce
their civilization.
Well, if they wanted to, they could give them a little bit more than a performative blast, if you know what I mean. There's another good line that comes from this where he was just like, why Picard's like, why rant when, or he starts ranting and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Data, I'm just like ranting. And Deanna Troy's like, no, it's all right, you're the captain. And he goes, but why would I rant about something that everybody already knows? And I was like, dude, if only people took that to heart. Picard, you are all too human. The comedian Eddie Pepitone, he says, I am all too human. I fucking love it, right?
Yeah, I was just like, that is a really good way to put it. And that scene. He's
there's
like,
some good scenes in this.
Why would I? Yeah, there's a lot of good lines too.
And honestly, the African vibes of the styling of the aliens, it's not as problematic as I kind of thought it was going to be from the beginning, other than it's like they're very macho. But this
sexist.
Is what we get. Absolutely. But yet they need to land. I don't understand.
So weird. Yeah.
The women clearly have all the power and the men are stupid.
But it's like they don't quite, I don't know. It hasn't clicked.
So this is where Urena comes in to talk to Yar, and Yar says, I'm fighting for the vaccine. And she says, I'm fighting for my life. And she says, Yar says, in my world, it's a greater honor to refuse. And Urena turns around, great guest star line reading. You are on our world. I fucking love that shit, dude. And then she just bounces.
Yeah, Yar's like, Starfleet literally has the best hand-to-hand combat training. Like, you don't want to do this. She's like, I know it's been a while, but we know how to kick ass.
Yeah, dude.
And it's really awkward.
And Picard and Troy have a little heart-to-heart where Troy is like, you asked me here to help you with Ligon, and he goes, then help me. Is there a solution? And she goes, is there a way out of this with the vaccine? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, no, I don't see a way out of it. None. And so what the fuck are they going to do? Geordi and Data come in and they report the weapons are very spiky and they are laced with an alkaloid poison. And then there's also some lengths of metal in the yard that they don't know what that is. We find out it's like a jungle gym that they have to fight on.
I feel like, have we seen that before? I feel like Kirk has fought in a jungle gym.
I feel like Kirk has definitely fought in a jungle gym. And Urena loves Lutan.
Isn't it Futurama where they show the jungle gym again too?
Maybe.
Yeah. I feel
in the
like
background.
Leela fights. No, I feel like Leela fights in one.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That's like a very big sci-fi trope, that jungle gym.
Oh yeah, definitely they do something like that.
Yeah,
yes.
they do that a lot.
Yeah.
Just in like other shows in general too.
Yeah,
this
dude.
is Yar's in 2 pretty big Star Trek episodes.
And
that, like,
she's
switches
fucking-
sci-fi a lot.
Yeah, and she's fucking killing it in this episode,
does a
dude.
really good
She's
job,
so
yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where they bring in the weapons, these rad boxes. I want one of these boxes so bad to like put my stash in. So she opens these boxes, and they're like a gauntlet that's got like a bird talon and then a bunch of spines.
Yeah, it's like
and
a morning star on the end. That's what it is.
But it's a glove
it's
with a
more.
morning star and like a bird beak.
But it's kind of like nails.
It is. It's like
Yeah,
nails
it's their
for
nails,
spikes. It's like
yeah.
it looks like Pinhead kind of. And she's basically picking her size. So they bring 5 different sizes in. And then they look out onto the yard and they see Yarina training on the weird fighting square.
Yeah, she's like, what?
There's lasers shooting out into the sky. That's such a great shot.
Cool. Yeah, the lasers make it cool. At
36
first it's like,
minutes in, they show a long shot of the palace, and they've got the lasers shooting up from the corners of the ring, and you can see her in the background in the distance running around. Fucking pretty cool composite work from the editors.
Yeah, a lot of compositing.
I don't understand the smoke. Then somebody just lights a smoking thing kind of near her, and they don't explain
Maybe
why.
that's to keep them inside of the thing, even though the lasers are there. I don't know.
And then Wesley ends up on the bridge again at Ops somehow, thanks to Riker, who's being a little too flippant with that, if you ask me. And so then we get a bit in the transporter lounge.
Yes.
With Riker and Dr. Crusher and Data. And this is where they're like working out a plan. And I think I maybe mentioned this in the past, but it's like a writer's trick, right? Where if you have a plan like in Ocean's 11 or something, right? If you're an audience member and there's a plan and they don't show you the plan beforehand, that means it's going to work. And it means right at the end, you're going to think it didn't work. And then it turns out it did, right? But if they show you the plan, like they walk you through it, this is what we're going to do. They show it, then it's not going to work. Something's going to go wrong and they're going to have to improvise. So because they don't show, they just say the poison is split second, razor thin margins of error. And Data's like, I'm here to brief you on what Picard plans. And so now we don't see the plan. Right. So you know it's going to work. Old writer's trick.
I've been watching a lot of media thinking about that too, and it's been pretty accurate
every time. If they ever show you what it's going to do, it means it's going to go wrong. If they don't show it, if they just imply it, then you're going to think there's a feint at the end, and then it'll be... I love the gauntlet with the fucking spikes. They're so silly. Hagon says, the rules are known. Let combat continue, and it will not be interrupted until like somebody's fucking dead, bro.
And this gold spray painted thing on top, their little gauntlet. God. It just looks like some fun backyard shit.
Yar has a rad headband on. She looks like she's a character out of like an 80s musical. Like she's like on the streets.
Out of a Madonna video or something.
And they're fighting by flipping around and such. And at one point, Yarina's gauntlet flies off and it hits a guy in the belly in the audience and he just falls over. He's dead.
Like, oh no.
So we've proven that they are deadly. And then she gets to put the gauntlet back on and fight again. I don't think it should work like that.
Time out.
I think there shouldn't be a timeout or a time in,
yeah, especially with these gauntlets.
And I love the glowing posts. So just to describe it a little bit more, they're basically fighting on like around a jungle gym where some of the posts sticking up are glowing. Yarina is in a shiny skin tight jumpsuit, but with like ruffles here and there. Yeah. It's very strange. And then
it's like reflective.
Yar stabs Yarina in the back. And that's it.
She left her guard open.
But then we watch her die.
Yeah.
And then,
suddenly, we do the reverse.
We'll see. She's dead, clearly.
Yar collapses on her and then kidnaps her.
And then they beam up.
The Enterprise.
The ship we know and love, gang.
And I was like, perfect.
And
so
there's
this way,
Dr. Crusher waiting to revive the lady with the anti-venom for the poison.
And they have a very thin window, so...
razor-thin margins.
Yes, Yar already thinks she's dead, so... And Picard's like, well, they did die. I mean, what did you think about that?
Lieutenant is pissed because
course.
He's like, they did not fight to the death. And Picard is like, you saw the final blow. You know the effects of the poison. You saw a guy die from the poison in the fucking audience.
Not even 10 seconds ago.
And then Lieutenant says, well, Yar's going to be my first one now. And Picard's like, I'm not going to stop her if that's what she wants, if she cares to claim that honor. Right? And Yar was kind of into him. And then Hogan, what's his name?
Hogan, yeah.
Is it Hogan? No, it's not.
Or Hagen.
Hagon is like, remember, you have all Yarina's wealth and lands, Lieutenant. Oh, because she died. Oh, all right. And then he's like, okay, at least not all has been lost. So, all right, we're done. Taken care of. And then he goes, send down a medical team. And then they beam Lieutenant and Hagon up to the bridge.
Yeah, and Hagon and Lieutenant are like, "Whoa, what?
Whoa, look at this stuff! Hey, we're definitely being prime directived right now." And so they take Lieutenant and Hagon down to Picard's office, and there's Yarina. She's alive. There was no death combat. What? Al, what happened?
He's like, "You violated our agreement. There will be no treatment."
No treaty.
Then Picard's like, our treaty, yeah. And Picard's like, well, I mean, she died, technically. And Crusher says that she was dead for about 2 or 3 minutes.
Right.
She's like, yeah, I really did see her die, though.
If you doubt this poison, why don't you test it on yourself? And she holds the gauntlet out. And he's like,
scoots it over.
Yeah, she looks like she's going to stab him. He's like, hey,
yeah.
oh.
And Picard's like, look, we have the information of how, this how this poison killed her and how we brought her back. And then what was her name? Yarina's like, and when someone dies, that's when the marriage agreement,
the mating agreement
dissolves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means, she's got her land.
Yeah, she's got her land back somehow because she didn't actually... That is kind of weird because so he got the land, then she gets it back when she's not dead, and then she takes his necklace off, and he's like, even as I battled, Hagon, I heard you calling out for me. He did at one point. He was like, oh no! And so now she makes Hagon her first one. And so now is she the okay, I guess
no, all the land and the goods go to him.
Is yours to rule, and there you go. And then Yar looks at Lieutenant and goes, how sad for you. You lost everything, you dumb fuck.
And Lieutenant's still like, I have my honor.
And she says it's such a waste. And then he's like, hey, do you want to crack at this? Yeah. And she's like, no. And then Yarina makes him her number 2. She goes, you will be my second. So now my second one. So now it's like they're a thruple. It's just
like the power dynamics kind of switched, and they kind of get a move on.
Lieutenant really sucks, dude. Not a fan of Lieutenant.
Yeah, he kind of gets what he deserves, reap what you sow bit.
Yep, and then at the end, everything's fine. Hellship has averted Hell Nation again.
Seriously,
it was pretty mild this time. Nobody except so they got the vaccine.
Was Wesley was at the bridge too long,
right? And Picard is like, "Good, I'm not mad." He goes, "I'm not mad this time. Everything's fine. I'm good around kids now. I'm trying to be better.
I'm trying to calm down, Riker. Just next time, let me know."
Yep, and then they're heading to Strias 4 to deliver the vaccine, and that's the end of Code of Honor. Al, what did you think, buddy?
This was like the most straightforward, and I guess I don't want to say weakest, but just pretty hand in hand. I was expecting this to be like the second episode after the saucer splitting drama of the first one, just more typical adventures. But I don't know, it was entertaining. I liked it. I liked the combat and Yar's characterization and stuff the most.
The laser beam lights, the long shot of the laser beam lights going up out of the fucking
and just the little jokes that they stick in here and there. It's not we're so used to like in the original series having these long drawn out jokes of like, see, ha ha ha, this is joke, laugh laugh laugh, whereas like these jokes are a little more casual. Like the best example being like, this is Chinese, architecture, a piece of history from the 14th century, and Data's like, it's the 13th.
Funny
He's
shit.
like, okay. And then like, just the typical like, how did that make you laugh, Jordy? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, how does this even work? And there's even another part where I guess Data's talking about like some French phrase, and he's like, French, it's an old like dead language from Earth.
And Picard is like,
what the fuck do you mean?
The French language was a signpost of fucking civilization for goddamn centuries. Data, you fucking fucker. Oh yeah,
Data's
he
like,
does.
No, it is pretty old. And then Riker's like, no, fucking drop it.
Drop it. Picard does say she's a rather lovely female about Yar, and that's gross.
Yeah, I was just like, I mean, he's trying to play into the tropes, but it is kind of nasty.
So it's a bummer for me that a post-warp society would be so sexist, but they're not a post-warp society. They're a pre-warp society.
Yeah, but it's like...
That's in my notes. I didn't know that yet because it doesn't make any fucking sense that they would bring them up on the ship and shit.
Exactly. And then like to bring them up on the cargo bay just for the rolling carpet part. They could have rolled the carpet out in the transporter room.
Right? Yeah. Well, they wanted to use their own transporters, but
that's
still.
Right. So they kidnapped Yar.
I think it would have been funny if the display blast of the torpedoes had like ignited the atmosphere or something.
Like, fuck, we got to do some science to fix this.
Data rambling is funny. Like
it feels weird though.
He's not as robotic.
Human.
He's not as robotic as I remember.
Yeah,
that's what my notes say.
Yeah.
Good. Wesley's sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. I wrote in my notes. Data talks about the French language like it ain't
Wesley's
shit.
Sweater though, it is nice.
Dude, you got to get those Wesley sweaters next winter, dog.
Wear that at Soho or something.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. Data said his tongue slipped. Not possible.
Not possible.
I thought it was all right. I thought it was gonna be more problematic, but it ended up being okay. What did you think? I think
these are gonna be our bread and butters, dude. Like this is probably gonna be the meat of the season.
So how many?
2.5.
You give it 2.5 bird claw gauntlets.
Yes, bird claw gauntlets.
I give it a 3. Just because Yar stuff is very fun and
Yar
funny.
carried.
I like Yar a lot. The Data shit is good. The kiddly diddly is and Geordi laughing about it.
But I feel like we're gonna see like bigger things in this season.
Well, we'll see. I might look bad for this later. I might rejigger my I might recalibrate my scale, but I'm going with a 3.
But I think this is pretty, bread and butter, straightforward of like why Star Trek is smart.
It's a weekly diplomatic monster of the week.
They talk it out though, and like Picard's like, any other questions, any other comments, like what should we do? And that's what feels nice.
He consults with his counselor. Yeah. He consults with everybody, and we do get a classic Star Trek fight. At the end in the arena. So that's why I give it a 3. Anytime that they do an arena like fight, that's like a 3 almost for me, no matter what else happens, especially when the laser beams shoot up.
Is pretty cool.
But yeah, 2.5, that's 50%. That's respectable for such a long running series.
And that place that did make a lot of tropes of fighting too. I feel like I've seen it in so many
just like climb
things.
Under the fact like what
or they just swing around and they're like
climbing
hitting each other.
Urena climbing under the things.
What's it called? It's like a small, tighter stage of, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's professional like tag Olympics. There's like tag tournaments.
No, I wouldn't.
And they do parkour and they jump over a bunch of crap and they just try to tag each other.
I know it seems like I don't have a life to the extent where I would watch that, but
though it's so great. It's 1v1 tag tournaments. It's nuts. And that's exactly what it looks like. There's a bunch of pipes and like shit everywhere, and people just jumping parkour over stuff. It's hilarious.
We'll have to check it out sometime, man. Once I've watched literally everything else that exists, I'll peep it. You know what? I say that, but I've watched the Christian side hug video 100 times in my life, probably when I back in the day. So I get it.
Yeah, that's great.
And tag, that's like a physical thing. It kind of reminds me of like professional professional kickball and shit, like
It's so weird.
games that are
No, it's
like
we're talking
dodgeball
cameras and spotlights and
Professional-
like the whole 9 yards.
yeah,
It's
professional
crazy.
dodgeball. I mean, remember
Sounds
Ninja Warrior?
sponsored. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, it's like Ninja Warrior. But yeah, so there you go. That was Code of Honor, which, and so we've got time in this episode for one last segment.
Oh yes.
Captain, Adam and Al are recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things.
What do you got for us this week, Al Hirt?
Let's see. I was watching a lot of movies. Oh yes. I would recommend the Mission Impossibles.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would say
you're
maybe
going back.
like
What? So you watched Mission Impossible 1?
one. Yes, I would recommend just starting with that one. Duh, it's a classic.
And there's
I
a
just find
bunch of them.
There's a shit ton. Oh, that's what I was gonna say though. I was ranting about this to Adam before, but I just wanted to bring it out here, dude. It's weird how like, so Final Destination is gonna have a new movie, and then Mission Impossible came out with a new movie already. On both the streaming services, Paramount and Prime, they like changed all the thumbnails to the movies. So it's like for Mission Impossible, I get it, because it's like, duh, you're always going to see Tom Cruise in it. And there's a shit ton of subtitles after the third one. It's like Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, and then Mission Impossible Protocol Ghost, Mission Impossible, I'm jumping out of a plane now. You know, it's like there's no numbers. But then they added the numbers on Paramount, and then for Final Destination, that has a different cast every time, and you want to see who's in it. So then for Final Destination, it's just a skull and a number, and then for Mission Impossible, it's like an M and a number, but then you see Tom Cruise doing something. So it's like, I could kind of navigate the Mission Impossibles, but the Final Destinations like don't really make any sense.
Well, man, you are the fact
It's just so fucking annoying.
Man, the fact that you're ever able to watch anything is a miracle, dude. That's fucking amazing. I totally get it.
I stuck with Mission Impossible, but I was just so fucking annoyed that they were doing that. I was like, what if you just started these and you're
and
like,
it's like the
are you just
Scream.
gonna watch them all?
The
Like,
Scream movies are just the Scream and a number, but they show the cast
right,
on the
yeah,
cover.
You want to see the people. But
You want to
then
know
wait,
which
you're
one's
gonna wait
got
till the new Scream.
which
They're
one's
gonna
got
change all the thumbnails.
got Dickie in it and which one doesn't. You know?
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
then your only frame reference is years.
So
But
you're-
it came out in '96, Mission Impossible 1.
I remember I watched that on VHS at my family on my
Dude,
living
there's
room
a
TV.
really interesting gaff too, though, at the beginning where it's like the intro goes with the music, right? The bum 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 bum, and it plays out like an episode of the show, because it's like they're showing all these plot points that happen in the movie as like little snippets. And my girlfriend was like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like,
hate
this
when movies
is
do
a
that.
trope. And the music was wild. And I was like, why is the music so crazy? And it's motherfucking Danny Elfman.
Right? Danny
And I was
Elfman,
like,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
that
That's
totally
awesome.
makes sense now. No, it's like there's these people walking down the hallway, and it's like doom 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 doom, and it's like they're just sneaking, like
Sneak.
And but it does get quiet, you know, at some parts, and it does effectively use silence really well, especially in the hang down part. But yeah, the music just hits. It's like it's like a relic of its time almost, you know, of its like classic stereotypical Hollywood action. But then we started the second one, and that one's probably going to be the worst of the ride. So I will be back with what I think will be the best.
Oh,
But
we're gonna. I'll make a segment theme
We'll make
for
a tier
checking in
list.
with Al on Mission Impossibles. I want to do more stuff like that on this show because, you know, it'd just be
still
fun to
going
talk
through the
about other
Pride
shit.
movies too.
Oh yeah. Well,
What else? There's dude, Call Me by Your Name. I don't know. That movie's definitely the best one.
I haven't seen it yet, but I love that Timothée Chalamet. He's great.
He does a really good job on that one.
All right, so watch the Mission Impossible
Yes,
movies.
Mission
Get
Impossible.
it. And so for my recommendations, I guess I'm gonna do two because I've been listening to the new Sleigh Bells record, Bunky
yeah.
Becky Birthday Boy, and it's pretty fucking good. I get into them every time they release a new record. I listen to it for a couple of months and then I kind of forget about them and then come back to it. But Sleigh Bells, they're really good. Banging drums, guitar, super electronic driven distorted guitar, rad Alexis Rad Lady singer. It's good stuff. But then when I was going to recommend that, I thought, but I also watched Sinners finally.
Oh yeah, what'd
and
you
that
think?
shit fucking rips. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. It's really good. Check out Sinners, gang. I heard some mid reviews of it before I saw it, and then I saw it, and I thought it was pretty fucking good. I think maybe like so many movies, it could have been 10 minutes shorter.
Yeah,
but you really get it really pays off. I liked it. Check it out. Sinners. Ryan Coogler.
Okay, yeah, Sinners, Sleigh Bells. And what was
Mission
the album called?
Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
The album, the Sleigh Bells record, is Bunky Becky Birthday Boy.
Bunky Becky Birthday Boy.
The name of one of their pets that passed away.
Oh, dang.
Sad. But yeah, so check out all that music. And
what's next week?
We are going to be back next week to discuss Star Trek The Next Generation, The Last Outpost. What? Oh, well, so thank you so much for coming. Come back next week and you'll hear us talking about The Last Outpost. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Peace.
Bye. 123. Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordal Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget, always explore strange new fucking worlds.